Hello everyone, the Nerd Medi here, and in this video we will learn about the Carnitine Shuttle pathway, which is absolutely essential for transport of fatty acids across the membranes of the mitochondria so that they can reach the matrix of mitochondria where they undergo their beta oxidation. So let's get going. So fatty acids are transported in the blood bound to a protein known as albumin. Now, when they reach the target tissue, these fatty acids get detached from albumin and through a specific transporter known as fatty acid transporter, they enter the cytoplasm of the target tissue, which in most of the situations is a myocyte, for example. Now, in the cytoplasm of the target tissue, the fatty acid undergoes activation. So, how it undergoes activation? The fatty acid gets bound to one molecule known as coenzyme A. Now, this coenzyme A is obtained from one molecule known as acetyl-CoA, and they together form something known as fatty acyl-CoA, right? Now, in this process, one enzyme catalyzes this process, and that enzyme is known as acyl-CoA synthetase. Now, by the name, you can understand that it is a synthetase type of enzyme. That means it will be requiring ATP or energy for the synthesis of fatty acyl-CoA from fatty acid and acetyl-CoA, and it uses up some energy. It uses one ATP and converts it into AMP, that is adenosine monophosphate, and releases one pyrophosphate, right? And this is how one fatty acyl-CoA is formed. Now, this fatty acyl-CoA has to cross the mitochondrial membrane so that it can reach the matrix of the mitochondria, and where it can undergo the beta oxidation pathway. Now, in this video, we are going to learn how this fatty acyl-CoA is going to cross this mitochondrial membrane through Carnitine Shuttle pathway. So let's see how the Carnitine Shuttle pathway occurs. Now, to learn about Carnitine Shuttle pathway, we have to know the participants of the pathway. Now, we have three participants. First, we have one participant, that is the carnitine acyl transferase 1 or CAT1. This was previously called as carnitine palmitoyl transferase 1 or CPT1 also. Now, this is present on the outer membrane of the mitochondria. Then we have one transporter, particularly a co-transporter, which is known as acyl carnitine cotransporter, right? And we have another enzyme, that is carnitine acyl transferase 2, right? These two, that is carnitine acyl transferase 2 and acyl carnitine cotransporter, are present on the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Now let us see how they help in transfer of fatty acid, right? Now over here we have the fatty acid that we already saw, fatty acyl-CoA, that we already saw in the cytoplasm. Now with this fatty acyl-CoA, what's gonna happen? There will be one molecule known as carnitine. That carnitine molecule will carnitine. Now this fatty acyl-CoA and carnitine together form fatty acyl carnitine. Fatty acyl carnitine, and a CoA is released by the help of the enzyme carnitine acyl transferase. That means the acyl group from CoA is transferred to the carnitine. Now this fatty acyl carnitine molecule moves through the intermembrane space and passes through the co-transporter and goes into the inside the inner membrane of the mitochondria, that is the matrix of the mitochondria. In the matrix of the mitochondria, this fatty acyl carnitine is again converted into fatty acyl CoA and carnitine, right? By in presence of acetyl CoA by one enzyme known as carnitine acyl transferase, right? And this carnitine that was released gets again transported by the same co-transporter near the cytoplasm so that it can participate again in another round of transport. So basically what's happening over here? Over here, a fatty acyl CoA molecule, let me show you with highlights that a fatty acyl CoA molecule is coming up. With that, a carnitine molecule is binding and it's forming a fatty acyl carnitine, right? And the CoA molecule is being released out. Now this fatty acyl carnitine diffusing is diffusing through the intermembrane space and through the and gets transported through the co-transporter into the matrix of the mitochondria. Well, this fatty acyl carnitine molecule gets this fatty acyl carnitine molecule is again converted into a fatty acyl CoA and the carnitine is released in presence of an acetyl CoA present within the mitochondrial matrix, and this carnitine which got released out is again transported out through the same co-transporter so that it can participate in another round of binding. So this mechanism, by this mechanism, if you can see, the fatty acyl CoA which was in the cytoplasm and was required to be transported into the mitochondrial matrix for its degradation gets transported into the mitochondrial matrix. So we get a fatty acyl CoA from the cytoplasm all the way into the matrix of mitochondria. So this is the main target of having the Carnitine Shuttle pathway. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have understood the concept well. If you have understood this concept, please hit the like button, share this video among your friends, and if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss a video from my channel. Until then, bye bye. See you in the next one.